I know a lot of instructors, they could say, hey man, if I could just engage the class, like within 20 minutes, engage them so much that they couldn't stop talking, like I'd do that in a heartbeat. Well, I've really found an activity that accomplishes that, where I have the students break up with partners, people they've never met before, and then answer a series of questions about each other, just based on perceptions, stereotypes, who they think the other person is across from them. And I guarantee within 20 minutes, the class won't shut up. They'll just keep talking and talking and talking, because there's been this awkward silence for about 20 minutes as they stare and answer questions. It's a kind of a fun exercise I do the first day. Nobody knows each other, so I pair them out and they have to kind of guess about each other.
First exercise we did in class.
We had to sit across from another student.
We had us all sit together, paired with somebody who was completely random.
And just take each other in.
Without actually knowing the other person, and we just had to stare at them.
We just had to stare at them.
And then we had to just stare at them.
Not making any expressions.
I walked in, it was silent, and people were staring at each other. And I was like, what did I just walk into?
I want you to feel their energy. Get their aura. Started doing it 10 years ago. I got it out of some teaching manual that I adopted and pretty much made it my own exercise. Some of you look like you're enjoying this too much.
We couldn't talk, couldn't communicate or anything.
20 minutes or so and just
Observe, just stare at the person next to you.
Then we had to write this assessment of like an intake of the other person.
You're going to be answering these questions about your partner simply based on what you have seen and what you have profiled. You're going to answer these questions to the best of your ability.
Yes, basic stuff about them, maybe their name, if they were a dog or cat person, maybe their personality, type of music they like.
Get an idea of who they are. They're just staring at him.
I thought it was funny because of the whole name thing. Like, you had to guess a person's name just on what they look like.
And literally, without fail, in the 10 years I've been doing this, the room just erupts. I can't get them to shut up. They're talking, they're laughing at their own misconceptions about each other. It's really never not worked to engage the class, to engage with each other, with myself. Now they answered all these 10 questions about their partner. It's kind of like this stereotype exercise in kind of preconceived notions, and they're going to see how many of their stereotypes and preconceived notions actually are true and how actually are false. There was a concern that it might be too personal. Now you got to be careful that you don't ask the wrong questions of them. You ask questions more related to kind of basic demographics. Are they a cat person or a dog person?
Awkward but funny at the same time, because you kind of like, it becomes really like stereotypical and very like general.
Point was like our observation, observing somebody by their gestures, the way they look, the way they're dressed, and kind of getting an idea of who they are.
your preconceived notions and stereotypes could be wrong about the other person, which they mostly were.
I was thinking of the mask that we put on is so different than what we present, and it was very revealing, and that's how Jimmy's class is. It's a very revealing kind of class.
If you really want to insult my teaching at all, tell me my class is boring. It's like, I want it to be anything but boring. I think teaching should be really interactive, really alive, really real, deal with real issues. And I really want, the biggest compliment you give me is my students look forward to this class and they say, my God, this 3 hours is up already. That's really my goal. That's like really my philosophy. I don't want to say fun. It's just more lively and energetic, and people want to be here.
It kind of shows like kind of who the professor was and how he was gonna like express himself towards us and how we should be open to discussing topics that are so controversial.
And it basically set the mood for what I expected the whole class to be like, a different type of class.
I got the classroom environment was going to be a lot more open. Nothing is going to be constricted or quiet. Everything is going to be out in the open and really loud.
Don't be, look, if you're afraid in this class, you don't stand a chance. Just talk, right, Giselle?
Right.
Wait, let me introduce Giselle over here.
Just because he's laid back doesn't mean you can just write whatever and he'll read that, oh, okay, I'm laid back. No, but it is fun.
Never had anything like that before. It's definitely engaging and it worked way better than an icebreaker. That specific type of icebreaker, I'd consider it one. Way more engaging. I've actually considered a couple of those people and they're my friends now, so It's pretty sweet.
Just from that first day, I feel like I'm a lot more open in speaking. Like even right now in front of a camera, it's a lot easier for me to do.
My name is Jimmy Urbanovich. I've been teaching communication studies for many years, 10 years at Crafton, and probably about 17 years as an adjunct.